what's up everyone? Welcome back to Tease Time. Thank you for tuning in. I'm TJ. I hope things are going great for you. We're gonna continue from the last video where I was attempting to do the gear selector input shaft seal. On the last video I was installing the PPE, the extra deep aluminum transmission pan. So I attempted to do the seal and I noticed that the tool didn't fit, or seemed as if the tool didn't fit. So I went ahead and ordered like another tool that matched up like the part number. And after further inspection, before I opened this, I went ahead and I measured the inside diameter with a caliper gauge, like so, this little guy, and I also have like a digital one. But I measured the inside diameter, and it's a ½ inch, and the shaft itself is a ½ inch outside diameter. There are some high raised edges like before the shaft, which was preventing the tool from going on. So the differences between the two tools, I'll add like the part numbers below in the description. There's two different tools. They both should work. The only difference is between the tool that I had previously, the one that I'm going to use, is that you install with the gear selector shaft being in place in the transmission. So that way I'll be able to just get the seal out and then drive in the new seal over the shaft with this right here. Part numbers below. For the new tool, if the gear selector shaft was removed, this is the installation tool for that. And I'll also put that part number down below also, so you guys would be able to differentiate the two and know, like, if you're like the process, if you're rebuilding your transmission, if it's out, you could do that. Either or should work. But we have more part numbers. So the inside diameter is exactly the same on that tool and this tool. So you just measured the inside. We got a half inside, and then I measured the outside of it, but then I noticed there was like some burrs that were preventing the tool from actually sliding over the shaft. So what I have here, I have some little needle files. I'm gonna file that down, and I'm actually gonna show you like what I'm talking about. So like if you order the tools, you're like, oh, it doesn't fit, just examine like the shaft itself, and just to verify like if there's any high raised edges that are preventing your tool from going on the shaft. So we're gonna get into that, but I just wanted to actually do like a video of like how to do it, since like I left that like out of the video. Like I wanted to put it in the last video, but after further examination, after I closed that video, I had the tool all along, and we're gonna get that seal. We're gonna get that installed in this video right now. So stay tuned. I'll see you at the bottom of the van. All right, this is already loose from the last video where I installed this pan. But what you would do, you would take a crescent wrench to get this nut off. You would do like so, and then you use this to break that loose. This will come off like so, and just slide this off out the way. All right, and the tool is supposed to, in theory, go over this, slide down, you twist it into the seal, and then you use this other bolt at the other end of it to pull that out. But the issue is, on the shaft, there's a raised edge, like right there on both sides, that's preventing this from going on. Like right there, there's like a couple spots. So I'm gonna get those shaved down a little bit, and this should slide over the shaft and we'll be able to remove the seal. And let's see, sure you can see this. All right, and then as you can see, those burrs are down, so now it fits how it should. Before you remove that seal, make sure you go ahead and clean off the surface as good as you can, because that way the old seal will help keep all that crud out, and then when you pull it off, it should bring some more of that crud off with it. You just want that as clean as possible. You want it smooth so it doesn't rip up the new seal when it goes on. And I'll probably use some heat shrink tubing to go over like the front part right there, so that way the lip doesn't get ripped on these jagged edges as you put like the seal on to send it home. So just keep that in mind. So clean, shrink tube, well, clean, remove, clean again, shrink tube, slide over the new seal, put like some Vaseline or some transmission fluid to help slide that in. And I'll probably put like some Yamabond on the outside diameter of the seal to just help it seal up a little bit better, just like a little bit, like a dab. Don't go crazy. But let's get that going. And bada boom, bada bang, it's in, it's installed. Wasn't too difficult. I said I was gonna put like some Yama bond or something on the outside of the seal, but I decided not to because the seal that I took out, it came out dry, so I decided to put it in dry. I used the heat shrink tube in just to keep like the seal from ripping, like as you're putting it over like a couple jagged edges. So I tried to get the heat shrink tube in to the point where the seal was able to just like slide onto the rear shaft without like damaging the inner lip. And I lubed it up with some transmission fluid. Use transmission fluid or even like Vaseline or something should be able to like take care of that to help it go on. But for like the tool right here, I don't know if you could see that. There's like a little piece that like it broke off. So that tool is the SP tool. It'll be down in the description. That compared to the other tool that I didn't open, I'm gonna end up keeping this one. But even like, actually I'll open it since I'm gonna keep it. But even like looking through the package, just the way like the threads are on this one, they seem to be a little bit stronger, where it shouldn't like break off a piece. So a piece of the other tool, like it broke off because it kind of just like, it was a floating kind of like a little hook. That piece broke off, but this doesn't have that. It all seems to be like one piece, and it seems like this should be a little sturdier than the other one. So I'm gonna keep this one. This part number is it's gonna be the SPX one. Like I have all this stuff down in the description. But the only thing I like with this one, you could probably order it separate, but like a piece to drive the seal on, you could probably use some PVC piping. The inside diameter needs to be like 1.5 inches. So you could probably just use some PVC pipe to make your own tool, like to bang it on from like the outside without having that shaft removed. But like that was the only like thing, like that saved probably like a lot of time, especially like with a seal like that small in diameter. Just doing like a drill and then using a pick, like that's just like too close. Like for a bigger like seal or O-ring gasket, like you could drill and then put a screw in and pull it out. But like for that one, like since it's like so small, just use like the right tool. So not too difficult, pretty simple. Just like make sure you just verify like your shaft size before you order like any like removal tool, just to make life a little easier. So yeah, but that was it for today. Hopefully the sun will come out. What's the sun without the rain? Peace, TJ.